Good morning, everyone. Cheers. Super cold today. Got my gloves on. Would like some good pointers on building an FM decoder with center frequency of 6 megahertz.
Fartman says hi.
Alan Madsen says good night, unexpected maker. Slightly smiling face.
Good night. Sleep time. Ugh. Yeah, I can't help you, Amory, with the, maybe someone else can, but I've got no idea. FM decoder with a center frequency of 6 megahertz. Already strained my brain this morning, sorry. Wow. Very cold. Very tired. I can't fall asleep at my desk here. There's not enough room because I've got a mess everywhere. And I didn't bring a pillow. And the ground's not comfortable. So you're going to have to just suffer with me awake during the stream. Sorry for all of you that came just to watch me sleep. Yeah.
Intermit Tech says point the cam at the couch.
The couch is a bit full. And it's also a bit short. I can't sleep on it. Like, I'm not the type of person that can half be on a couch and sleep. Or half be on a bed. Like, I gotta be on properly.
Intermit Tech says.
Yeah. Oh well. How's everyone doing? I've had a fun week. It's still a mess up here, but like all the Milo stuff is now downstairs, the Kazza stuff. A couple of things still here. I'm still printing some stuff for the case, but all of the basement parts, the parts that the case sits on, that that has the chip chute in it and everything else, that's all printed. And I was going to start assembling it this morning, but I need longer screws. But that's going well, and my new workbench, that steel workbench, arrived yesterday, so I built that. Waiting for my first JLC PCB prototype for my tiny S3 project. Awesome. I'm also waiting on stuff from JLC PCB. My Feather S3 Neo, which I need to build, and first boards, and the next revision of the Tiny Watch. So Tiny Watch has been out of stock for a little while. Be good to get that back in stock. And a few people are waiting. I had a plan for today and it fell through. And I can't tell you what it was because it was a surprise. So there's no point spoiling the surprise when I can't, like, it would be a half surprise. No, it would just be a bad surprise. So that one's going to have to wait. Everyone's waiting on PCBs from JLC. Cool. Raspberry Pi had as well. You know, my Prime's waiting. Did you end up adding the ground pour and stitching? Sorry, I'm mega scatterbrained today. Mega scatterbrained. Have been. I've been making silly mistakes at work because I'm super tired. I was saying to Yaz the other day that, like, I've always been able to push through being tired. I've never been a good sleeper. But recently, like the last 3 or 4 months, I've really been struggling with my focus and stuff. I made a really silly mistake manufacturing yesterday morning. Really silly. I'll tell you in a second after I've had a drink. I was running a whole bunch of tiny C6s yesterday and got in early, put the oven on so it heats up, takes about 45 minutes to heat up. Was getting everything ready, solder paste, mixing, whatever, built the first panel, perfect, went into the oven, came out the other end, and wasn't reflowed properly. I went, what? By that point there was already a second panel in the oven, and I'd forgotten that the other day I was doing low temp, lead-free on it, and I didn't set the profile back, so I turned it on yesterday morning and it was sitting at low temp, trying to reflow high temp paste. Yes, you can put it back through the oven again, but it's not quite as good because it's already burnt off the flux, but it hasn't reflowed the paste. So I built quite a lot of boards yesterday, but the first 2 panels are a bit of a mess. They're on my bench over there. I have to Some of it's okay. Of the 40 boards, 20 boards per panel. Of the 40 boards, I probably have to flux and hot plate maybe 8 or 9 of them. But super frustrating. It's such a silly mistake because I'm tired and I wasn't concentrating. I went hot plated some LEDs due to the wrong colour temperature. I'm pleased that I did not kill any. My silicone gun eats pins. The wrong colour. You had to change the LEDs because you chose the wrong colour temperature. Hey Peter, it is a bit chilly this morning. I can't take my gloves off. So for those that aren't aware, I've got what's called Raynaud's disease. That's an autoimmune thing, and I get really bad. Look at that, chilblains on my fingertips. See my little finger? My whole little finger is one huge chilblain. Look at those ones. Oh, can you see them? Bad. So, and look at the size difference. I don't know if I can hold them up together. Look at the size difference between my two. Oh, you can't really see on this angle. Anyway, this one here is about 50% bigger than this one because it's the whole tip of my finger is like chilblain. Really hurts. So in the cold weather, that's why I've got gloves. In the cold weather, it's a killer for me. Putting my gloves back on. So for those of you that have never had chilblains, thank yourself lucky. And for those of you that have, yeah, and when you got them on your tips of your fingers, especially on the tops, tips of your fingers, what happens is you got to lean over to get something and you knock your finger, which normally wouldn't hurt. Oh my God, it kills. Hey, Rat Madness. So yeah, I do not recommend. Can anyone hear that? I wonder if that's my printer or something outside. Sounds like a chopper sound. Anyway, I do not recommend chilblains for anyone that is thinking of getting some. Don't do it. Okay. I do have some ideas of stuff that we can do today on the stream. That's cool. But let me say hi to everyone in the chat first. Let's just get that done. Christian, good morning. Youngboy Prime, hello. Alan, hi. Dave Harris, hello. Johnny, Dutch Taurus, hello. Beata, already spoken, but hello. David Essa, hi. Amory, hello. Quindor, or Intimate Tech. This intro music always sets such an epic mood. Yeah, and then it always just goes downhill when you see my face. Shut up. Okay, that was to me. Andre, hello. Photochromax, hi. Sid, hello. Backwards X Micron. G'day, Christopher Bransdale, hello, Rat Madness, Peter Homan, Tishipu, hello. Okay, I think I've got everyone. Not many in chat. That's okay. Oh, Nick, hello Nick. How you doing? So, there's a few things that we can do today. Okay, well, we can do some fusion, toolpathing. I actually was setting up a toolpath for something for my first aluminium cut, which I'm still waiting on the stock, so I can't cut it yet. But it'll hopefully be here this week. I had it almost pretty good and Fusion crashed on me. And when it reloaded and said, oh, you got an auto recovery file, I went, yep, load it, and it had lost all of the design stuff on it. And it's like, yeah, I don't know, that was really frustrating. Will there be pink LEDs in this stream? No, Johnny, I don't think there will. Oh, well, I could get some RGB LEDs and turn them pink if you want. So anyway, we can do some toolpathing. And I'm pretty sure folks in chat will get frustrated with me if we do that, because I've made a decision to not change end mills during the process. So I'm going to be using the wrong end mill for some of the work. Not the wrong, but just, I don't care if it takes longer because it's a smaller end mill. I don't want to have to bother changing it. Anyway, we can do some looking for connectors / trying to get custom cables made, slash see if I can squeeze some connectors on my boards, some battery connectors, not just battery. Anyway, so we can do that. Or I was going to have a play with the ESP8266 SAM project, which is by Earl Philhauer, who does ESP8266 audio library. He's got the SAM speech synthesis. So I really want to get some speech synthesis happening on the ESP32 S3, and it can do speech, and Espressif have an awesome speech synthesis system, Chinese only. What? Who's talking about Bruce? What happened, Bruce? What? Where's Bruce? Oh, Bruce. Hello, Bruce. Hello, just waiting for an X-ray at the hospital. What happened? Right, but I'm talking about a 4mm end mill instead of a 6mm end mill. That's all. I mean, it's. I get that they're easier to break, but I don't want to have to switch out. I've got 7 bores to do with a 4, and some other stuff that needs to be. Anyway, only if we do that. We can do that if we do that. Be a shoulder, meeting the surgeon who wants X-ray done. So you've hurt your shoulder, or it's something else. Hello, Mr. England. PTO and PTO. Birthdays don't get much better than this. Happy birthday, Mr. England. What's PTO though? Lego F1 1/8 scale. Really? Oh, that's cool. Hey, Mad Techie. Just falling apart. Hey, SDG Electronics. Oh, PTO's paid time off. Okay. I wouldn't even know what that is. I wouldn't even know what pay time on is. Okay, whatever. Pause on. I hope it's not anything too serious, Bruce. So anyway, I found some stuff. Power takeoff. What? I found. So I want to be able to do speech synthesis, and it seems that there's nothing that you can run on the ESP32 other than this Espressif stuff, which sounds really amazing. The samples that they've got, assuming that it actually came off, like it was actually on from an S3, but it's only supports Chinese language, which is really frustrating. It's this here, the TTS speech synthesis model, as part of their overall audio stuff, where they've got speech recognition and stuff like that. There's a lot of people who are doing speech recognition things on the S3, which is cool if you want to talk to it, but I want it to talk without going to the internet. Going to the internet, not a problem. ESP Home does text-to-speech, but it would do it from the internet, right? It would assume that you've got an internet connection. I want to do it offline. So that's the challenge. Well, it's not that. I mean, we could all learn Chinese, but everyone would have to learn Chinese. That's the problem. Like, if I knew Chinese, that still wouldn't help me because I want this thing to talk for other people. So, this SAM project does that. It doesn't require an internet connection. So I was going to have a play with that today. Oh, really? So, okay, I can't type with my gloves on. Home Assistant Voice. Right, but what is Home Assistant running on? Isn't that running on a computer or a Raspberry Pi or something? That's different. Because, like, a Raspberry Pi has text-to-speech. Like a Mac, Windows, they all have text-to-speech. Right. I'm talking about doing it on on an embedded chip, like on a microcontroller. So I want to actually generate it on the micro. There used to be a thing called Snips, which did offline voice control. offline voice control or voice generation. I don't want to recognize my voice. I want it to talk. I want to have a ESP32 S3 going into a speaker and have it talk without going to the internet. Like having a talk on the internet, that's like my Bling, my talking clock and stuff like that work great, but they go to the internet to get the sound and play the sound. But I want it to be completely offline. Yeah, but that's, again, wake word detection is listening for sound. I'm talking about text generation. Text to speech, not speech recognition. There's confusion here. I don't care about it understanding me talking. I want to listen to it talk. And there is nothing out there except, it looks like, the Sam stuff, which, I mean, it sounds like Sam, it's nostalgic, but it doesn't sound great. It doesn't sound great at all, actually, and it's very hard to understand, and definitely not the type of sound I want for this project. Or there's this text-to-speech stuff from Espressive, which actually sounds quite good. Let me... Really? Sorry about that. Let me see. I'll play back some sound. I downloaded one of their samples. So this is one of their samples.
欢迎使用乐心语音合成，支付宝收款72.1元，微信收款643.12元，扫码收款5489.54元。
I have no idea what she said, but that sounds pretty good for something that's generated electronically. Play them on Sam. Pre-record the synthesized phrases. I don't know what you mean by that. You know about Prime? Sam doesn't... Like the way Sam puts together the phonetics, like it still won't sound like I want it to sound like. Yeah, they got the tones really, really good. So, I mean, that sounds really... like if they can get that working for English, that'd be absolutely amazing. Hey, Wagon Loads. Hey, Debunisher. I haven't gone back to the project. I only just finished the mill. I'm still finalising the case. So I only just got the mill and the case out of here. Like I finished the bulk of the 3D printing last night. Yeah, right. Chinese has very special challenges for sound synthesis. If they can solve that, they should be able to do English quite well. But I don't know when they're going to do it. So, yeah, that's kind of disappointing. I got really excited, and then it saw that. So right now what I'm doing on this thing is I'm just pre-recording a whole bunch of sound, a whole bunch of voices, and I'm playing them back. Like they're compiled into the code. They're just waves in header form in the code, and so I can just play them back instantly. But that's limited then to only the samples I include in the code, or that other people include in code, right? And they have to actually go and then generate those audio samples and convert them to 16 kilohertz, and then, you know, convert them to a header file. So, you know, and the more that I add, the bigger the thing becomes, but it sounds incredible because it's properly generated sound as opposed to Sam. If you're talking about for Sam, Deshipu, I mean, yeah, Sam can say whatever. It doesn't say things very well, but it's not the type of sound I want. Like, imagine, you know, watching the Avengers or whatever, and listening to Jarvis talk, and if Jarvis sounded like Sam, that'd be a terrible experience. Can the sounds be... I don't want to play them from a micro SD card or a file system. That's not what I'm looking for. I want it to either generate it on the fly, which I can't do unless I use Sam, or it's got to be included in code. And it's not a matter of whether it can load them or not. Someone still has to generate them. So, you know what I mean? It can still only play back, and then it can only play back what the code knows it can play it back. Like these are verbal prompts, right? So adding 50 voice samples to an SD card doesn't help if the code doesn't know what all those samples are and how to use them and when to use them, right? Fitting it on the fly might be hard if the fly is large enough. Well, right now it doesn't matter how big the fly is because it can only work on a Chinese fly. So, did they buy the tech from someone else? A huge portion of IDF coders are not of Chinese origin. I don't know if they. We've got some really big flies here in Australia. Really big flies. We've got flies that we call blowflies. I don't know what they're called elsewhere. Quite large. Like, can be this big for a fly. Ugh. Anyway, Chinese sounds file 2000 already. I'm wondering if you could include your own. Well, they don't document what it is or how it works, I don't think, so I wouldn't think so. I mean, I can reach out to them and ask them what's happening with it, but I wouldn't see, you know, like, I can't, this project can't be beholden to them waiting for this to come down. No, I can't, no, I don't want to break it down to anything like that. Like, it's got to, my choice is it's going to sound like crappy text-to-speech, like Sam, or it's going to sound like a real human talking, which is what I'd like. So I'm not going to write a system to try to construct words on the fly from, you know, phonetics and stuff. Like, that's not what I'm looking for. Yeah. So, and the other thing I mentioned was I've been looking at these Molex Pico EasyMate connectors. So these are 1mm pitch connectors and housing. What's nice about them is the connectors are these really small types that sit on a PCB that you plug in, they kind of wedge in. It's not like this big connector that takes up a lot of space. They're really small, and even the housing is really small. So what I was thinking was, just as an idea, so for those that aren't aware, with my Pro, let me just go back to here. Okay, so I shipped my Pro S3 boards with a Pico blade connector for battery instead of a JST. So we all know what a JST connector is. They're the big battery connectors, right? Not just for battery, but that's what the Feather the Feather boards use as a standard for batteries, right? And a lot of batteries come with a JST connector, but they're quite large. Let me get a Feather board. Right. So there's the battery connector on a Feather, right? This one here. And then there's the battery connector for the Pro S3. As you can see, it's much smaller. And then what I do is I actually ship every Pro S3 with an adapter cable that goes from Pico blade to a JST thing, so you can plug a JST battery in. Or if you've got a battery that comes with a Pico blade, because a lot of the small batteries do now, then you can just plug the Pico blade directly in. So you can plug the little one, or the adapter lets you plug the big one. But they're still fairly big, and they're quite tall. Not as tall as the JST connectors, right? I mean, they're massive, but they're still pretty tall. I was thinking that what's if I could find a cable supplier that will make me cables that'll go from a Pico EasyMate to a 2-pin Pico EasyMate connector, 1mm pitch, to the JST, right? Or that to the Pico blade. Is there more than one size battery? Well, JST is a brand. We call it a JST connector, but that's wrong. It's a JST PH. The one on the Feather is called a PH. It's a 2mm pitch. This Pico blade is a Molex. It's not a JST connector, but that's a 1.25mm pitch. So No, I don't want to make cables. No, I'll source the cables. Hey, Christos, how you doing? Yeah, Australia's terrible house prices. Still going up. No one can afford to buy a house anymore. The days of, like, my kids will never be able to afford to buy their own house, ever. Like, they're definitely not going to get inheritance from me. Oh, hang on, wait, Steve, hang on. You'll be able to in a moment. I'll make you a moderator. Oh my gosh, stop moving. Okay, Steve, you're a moderator now. You can post links. Hey, in bed hobbyist. So, if I did that and I had a cable adapter, I'm curious to know if I can squeeze these connectors onto just my boards. So, like my tiny S3, but rather than having the JST PH pads at the bottom, being able, like, actually shipping it with a connector for a battery on top, or even better, putting on a 4-pin connector for Stemma QT and supplying an adapter that goes the Pico EasyMate to the SH connector, because these connectors are really small. Right, they're very popular in phones and laptops and stuff where you're not connecting them, pulling it out, connecting them, pulling it out. I don't know how durable they're going to be as something that isn't just a connect and leave. So there's people that are working for TTS, quite robotic. Okay, let's have a look at this. I mean, I'm not looking for a robotic sound, but let's see what this is.
Peloton is working out your...
Am I going to get skip?
Alert, motor is on fire. 20,014 millivolts. 19,007 millivolts.
Yeah, not quite the sound I'm after. Like, I totally get... Hello, Key. Well, that's what... So, what's interesting is the SAM... ESP8266 SAM project doesn't have any examples of it talking, which is really frustrating. Yeah, I mean, that's really... If I had a choice between that on the fly or pre-captured audio, I'd rather just do pre-captured audio because it sounds so much better. But that's still pretty good. I mean, I'm curious to know. So that's right. That's the speak and spell stuff. Audio output. Oh, it's not using I2S. Well, that's a problem. If it's... Does it require the DAC? Okay. Yeah, okay. Well, you can't do that on an S3 because there's no DAC. I need something that'll do I2S. Oh well. You have a speak and spell? Really? I never had one. I mean, I was jealous of people that did when I was a kid, but really, at the end of the day, I had a Commodore 64 and I could make Sam talk. That was cool. Dick talk even. You I heard somewhere. So, anyway, they're my options. I've been looking at connectors. I found housing for these on LCSC, but I can't find the other ends, which means I can't use their cable system to find out. No, enough for my project. I don't want for the thing that I'm currently working on. I want a really nice well, in this case, I've gone for a female voice, a really nice female, realistic voice. That's what like. I'm not after any other sound. If I can't synthesize that on the fly, then I'm going to do pre-recorded sounds because that's what this project needs. But otherwise, for other projects, sure, not a problem. And as I said, like I don't want to go to the internet to play it. I want it to be completely standalone. It can go to the internet. Well, I thought it might be a bit much for the ESP32, but the expressive thing proves me wrong. And the S3 has built-in hardware to be able to do, like that's one of the key features of the S3, was they added a whole bunch of stuff to help them do all this audio processing. So, and on the edge processing that they call it, which who knows what that is, what that really means anymore. You know what I mean? So, so I'm not surprised that they can do this. Like I was expecting all this stuff, but I wasn't expecting it to be Chinese only. I don't think I'd want to use Kate Blanchett's voice and get in trouble. But anyway, so they're my options. What do you reckon? Or we can just talk about whatever today. Talking's fine. That's the bracket I want to do a toolpath for. I can't use it. Right. I can't. The project is ESP32 S3 with I2S DAC. So that's all I've got. That's what it is. There's no swapping hardware out for anything else. This is not a standalone one-off thing. So sure, but as long as I can generate it on the fly, that's fine. You know, if I want it to say hello, then however I need to tell it to say hello from a programming point of view, that's fine if it can generate it on the fly. Right?
Rick the Almighty says,
Have you ever done embedded with Rust? No, I'm not interested in Rust. I suffer through C++ as it is. I'd rather not be coding in C++. I definitely don't want to be coding in Rust, embedded or not. So yeah, and I don't want to be coding at all, as many of you know. So. We're going to do a poll, or am I just going to start doing something? Or is there something else you guys want me to work on? Honestly, my plans fell through for my stream at 8 o'clock last night. That's when they fell through. Actually, it was about 9 o'clock they fell through. And it completely threw me, and now I have no idea what to work on. So yeah, are you doing each spoken word needs to be recorded? Not word, each phrase. It doesn't. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm not looking for a solution, folks. The solution is.
Fartman says the train says choo choo.
Didn't hear a train. The thing is, generated on the fly, not an option now. So pre-recorded. That's it. That's what I'm stuck with. That's fine. I'm not looking for any other solutions because there isn't anyone. There isn't one. Not to make it sound and act like I want it to. Introduce GDS and ESP32 good options on pre-trained models. For example. Hey Stephen, what are pre-trained models for text-to-speech you talking about? what do the models run on? But anyway, none of that stuff's going to work on an ESP32. I mean, for the ESP32, it's going to have to be something specifically. It won't be a. Anyway, yeah. I don't want to do it by AI. Yeah, I know it's not. Yeah, none of the stuff's going to be embedded, and it'll be a large model. But that's not what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for that type of setup. I'm looking for something for embedded, which means it's something that's going to be coded, not generated off a model type thing. Does that make sense? Like it wouldn't be using frameworks with models. Like it would be literally coded at the lowest level. That's that question, Wagon Loads, is an incorrect question. That's like saying, can the ESP32 do red? AI isn't a thing. It doesn't exist. Okay, a rubber band is AI. Like, you know what I mean? Like AI, it's you got to be specific, not can AI, because AI isn't the thing that runs. Now, I don't want to use a speech processor. I don't want to add any additional. I can't add any additional hardware, and I've not found a speech processor that actually makes good sounds. What did you link to, Bruce? Pico TTS. Well, Pico TTS text-to-speech engine, while specifies a Chinese. Okay, so hang on. So what's this? Pico TTS. Where'd you find this, Bruce? I was searching for like an hour this morning, and this never popped up in any of the search stuff. Examples, boot greeting. Okay. Of these statements where Sion communicates a specific set of constraints and everyone suggests solutions that don't meet the constraints. That's like that's pretty typical here. And we're going to sleep. 99. Simplified AID voice fake could possibly run these. Yeah, pre-recorded is fine, but it'd be great if I could generate on the fly. Anyway, so is there a... Where's the homepage? Here we go. I want to hear a sample of it playing. Is this designed to run an ESP box? Which ESP box though? I have an ESP32 S3 box 3 here. Also absolutely don't want to be coding on the IDF, but anyway. Okay, text-to-speech engine is quite intensive, while the code size is only whatever language resources occupy that. Flash depending on language. And the engine uses just over 1.1 megabyte of RAM, while initialized as such, a sufficient amount of PS RAM and flash is the recommended target. Provide any board-specific audio support. Engine generates 16 samples and leaves it to the user direct those to the correct output device. Interesting. For what effectively the steps are: initialize the engine, register a callback, eventually shut down the engine. Okay. So directly into the application. One downside approach that application size grows significantly. Yeah, okay. So this will be, looks like it might be a complicated setup, but interesting, okay. FNSP F-Flight, use the CMU flight library for generating. SP32 flight. Why don't any of use? You just set your Wi-Fi 16 password as well. Wait, why does it need Wi-Fi? Demonstrates speech synthesis on the ESP32. It performs the synthesis locally. Why does it need internet connection then? Demos in English. Why does nothing ever work anymore? No one ever updates their links. Yeah. Well, the internet is broken. It is. I just want to hear an example of how it sounds. Go to the Wayback Engine. What's it called? What's the doesn't matter. Anyway. None of the demos work. Any demos here? Oh, am I going to get Oh, is the Pico GTS the Mycroft one? Oh, okay, not a fan. Okay, hang on.
Chuck Norris could use anything in Java, util, asterisk, to kill you, including the Java docs. Chuck Norris doesn't needs try-catch, exceptions are too afraid to raise. Chuck Norris doesn't bug hunt as that signifies a probability of failure, he goes bug killing.
I mean, that would be okay. It's got that kind of I'm being strangled sound to it. You know, like someone's holding my throat while I'm trying to talk. But right, that's for the Pico GTS. Okay, I wonder if there's one for the I'd have to work out how to get the Pico GTS stuff working on in Platform IO, like Arduino, not Arduino IDE, but it's a lack of stress information. Yeah, that's okay. But that's still that sounds better than using something like SAM, right? The problem is this requires like, so the thing's got 2 meg PS RAM on it, so could be okay. 8 mega flash, but let's just see if we can get this working. But this doesn't pass it on to, the problem is this doesn't generate, I would then have to work out how to do the I2S stuff. So has anyone here ever got any components, like IDF stuff, working in the Arduino side? Like there's a way to do like how would I add this stuff on the Arduino side? Like in a Platform IO project, wouldn't I need, I'd need to have references to the ID, like it need to be a joint project, IDF and Arduino, right? Yeah, Yumbo Prime, have you got like any examples on how to do that? Because, I mean, that's... Or, like, is there a tutorial or a link? Yeah, I don't want to use IDF, though. I want to use Platform IO with the Arduino framework. But I want to include some IDF stuff. To include PIDF code and components in Arduino framework Platform IO project. Wow, that's a lot of typing. I don't want to do Arduino as an ESP component. I want to do the other way around. Yeah, using an ESP library. Ask ChatGPT. I had a wonderful conversation with ChatGPT last night. Like ChatGPT 40 or whatever it's called, 40, whatever, blah blah blah. And it was just, it kept giving me a solution to this problem using syntax that wasn't in the library, and every time I kept pointing it out, it'd go, oh, you're right, and then we'd change the syntax, it would change the function calls, and would still be incorrect. Like, it was hilarious. Like, it was just, like, they still can't get that stuff right. A base example. It's just, it's like, so what is this? Platform Espressive 32 examples. IDF Arduino Blink. IDF Arduino Blink. So platform equals Espressive 32 framework. Right, so you add both frameworks. Okay. So is that all I need to do, is just add ESP IDF to the framework? How many E there are in Geneva? It started out with 5. I asked were there any, it gave me a list 2. That's funny. Okay, we could try this. I gotta say, I was, for those that are interested in what's going on with that rabbit thing, I watched I want to be careful what comes up in my YouTube history. YouTube history. I watched this yesterday. It blew my mind. So this is the rabbit gaslit me, so I dug deeper video. I don't want it to start though.
not as...
Okay, unskippable ad. So it's from CoffeeZilla, who's been covering the rabbit stuff. Oh my god. Like that whole rabbit project, whatever it's called, is just absolute lies on lies on lies and just bullshit technology, it seems. Oh my god. I clicked on the thing and it played another ad. What a shit company. So this one, Rabbit gaslit me, so I dug deeper. Like, look at the comments. Like, it's 4 days ago. There's like 8,400 comments. It's just incredible. Like this, and they've just like 30. Oh, look at that! I'm live. $30 million, like $20 million worth of sales, and another $10 million worth of funding for something that is absolute a lie. So it's just incredible. And this video is not even about is it a good or a bad product. I mean, he says it's shit and he shows that it's shit and it doesn't work. It's not even like that, like the what's his name's video. This is purely just about the company and the lies and the technologies just being all a lie. But when I watched it though, it sent me on a rabbit hole, and I started going through Playwright, which is pretty cool. I've got an idea to use this with this. Anyway, so I'm glad I watched it, but my god, it was terrible. Like free energy videos, but free energy it's real. So do we want to see if I can get this component Pico TTS working in a project?
Super chat!
Woo! Crazy boy, hello. Thank you so much for the super chat. 18,153,453 seconds until Christmas 2024. Jesus, it's like so close. That for energy cost me 13k to install it, and it costs you energy to run it. Hey Yazzie, good morning. Well, it's morning, you're right, it's not good morning. I hope your morning's going well. So should I try to get this working? Or should I just... I don't know. Someone better do what? Someone better get it working. Keeping okay, crazy boy. How you doing? Family's, yeah, okay. Okay, it's winter here. It's cold. Lack of sleep. Sounds like a bit loony project. Someone do something. I can't do it on the project that it's intended for, because I can't show you that project right now. But I can do it on something else. Like I could do it on a, I could get it going on a Bling, because it's got similar hardware, just I2S audio out, and a speaker. Do I have a speaker? Well, I got a speaker here, and I've got a Bling here.
Kraziboy, formerly Abdefg, says last time I saw you think family had caught COVID.
Oh, yeah, I think that was the third time. Yaz and I managed to dodge it. It was just the kids. But the third time, yeah. It's otherwise, yeah, been good. Like, yeah. I guess just getting on with life. What gets dirty anyways? What? Cleaning. Oh, cleaning's overrated. Bling. Bling. Okay, I got to set up a project, I guess, a Platform IO project. I'm just really waiting for someone to volunteer to do this for me. Isn't someone going to volunteer to do this? I need to work out where I'm going to put this. Yes, I'll do it. Oh, maybe I can start with that other project and rip some stuff out. Oh, I don't have to do. I don't even have a Bling project set up for Platform IO. I guess I should just make one, shouldn't I? Well, do it then, Bruce. Like, what's the problem? Like, why are you fighting it? Okay, I'm going to set up a repository. I'm doing this just on my other screen right now.
Captain Kirk says warning Will Robinson.
Oh, I'm not doing an 8-hour stream today. That's not happening. Be lucky if I'm awake for another 45 minutes. Okay, I need to grab this project. If I paste it there, if I call it, oh no, hang on. New folder, Platform IO. I'm doing this off screen because I can't show you what I'm copying.
Krazaboy formerly AppDef says warning Awooga.
What? Okay, I need to delete those. Delete. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to break this whole. Wow, okay. This it's going to take me more time to get this recompiled in Platform IO than anything else. Okay, I need to Bling Pico TTS demo. Dev release. So I got to rename some things.
Krazaboy formerly AppDef says attention please, an unexpected maker has been reported in the building. Your attention please, a gnome.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just... Okay, so let's see if this builds... Oh, I need to get rid of that. Oh! And... Okay, that...
Fartman says, would the real unexpected maker please stand up?
Okay, so hopefully I got rid of what I needed to get rid of. Make that bigger. There's going to be a whole bunch of stuff that is going to break now, but that's okay. Oh, actually. Audio. Wow.
Krazaboy formerly AppDef says guess who's back. Captain Kirk says they are going to take me away.
Haha. Okay. Go away. Shit. Shit. Ah! 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 Get off the screen. Damn it. Damn it. Okay. Oh, I didn't want that stuff in there. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Okay. Audio main. So that's oh.
Kraziboy, formerly Abdefg, says he's an unexpected maker in a maker world. Life in making, it's fantastic.
Okay. I'm listening. I'm trying to get this project to a state where it'll compile. And I've
Kraziboy, formerly
removed all the
Abdefg,
stuff.
says signing off now. Take care, all have a great night.
You're not sticking around. Sorry. Thanks for popping in. And thanks for the super chat. And the countdown to Christmas. Display begin. No. Nope. Okay. I just want to get this compiling because it's got audio stuff built in. What? Where's it saying that?
Kraziboy, formerly Abdefg, says up early for work, travel tomorrow.
Okay. Well, enjoy your travel.
Captain Kirk says just set engines to warp 8 and go counterclockwise around Earth to go back in time to before you made the mistake.
Sorry, I'm trying to concentrate. I'm going to delete those and get it to rebuild. I think that's the best option. Okay. Regrab what it needs to regrab. Rebuild the thing. Get rid of those errors. No?
Fartman says I'm giving all she's got, Captain.
What have I left in here that I shouldn't be in here? Oh, I don't want fast LED. Where's the include coming from? Oh, Adafruit graphics library. Right. I guess I don't want that either. Okay. Cool, we're compiling. It's not going to do anything. Well, that's not true. I need to get my DAC information for Bling. So if I go to Bling, okay, there's my Bling card. So the DAC R2S amp. Audio. Okay, so clock, BL clock is 2. And left right clock is 1. Data is 3. And SD mode is 4. Okay, so that should initialize the audio. The DAC. So now I need to work out how to get that stuff in. So where did I need to put? I need to do platform.
PR0 engineer says they see me compilin. They ragin.
Hey Matt, was it ESP? Is that it? Was that ESP? Yeah, ESP RDF. So if I save that, that's going to download ESP-IDF. Is that invalid simple block? What? Platform. I mean, I'm pinning it, but oh, framework Arduino IDF. Huh? So not this one.
Fartman says all your flash storage are belong to us.
Platform expressive. Oh, framework. I put it on the wrong spot. Hey Ian, how you doing? Hey Collinator. Robot's arms in the front room. Okay, that is downloading, that's installing the IDF stuff. Excellent. So where do I need to put this? Where's it gone? Pico, TTS. We just download it. Download the zip.
Alan Madsen says new rev of RMP now with sound.
It's got RMP's got sound, but yeah, not what this is for. Downloads UPS Pico. So where do how would I include this? Would I just stick this in source, or would I put it in lib? Environment. Bleeding Pico failed. What? I don't even know. So, Yumbo Prime, any idea where I put the thing? Oops, no, that was the one I wanted. So what have they got? Lib, source. But is this using...
Fartman says RMPFTW.
This looks like it's just using Arduino inside RDF, not RDF inside Arduino. So I don't know if this is... what we want. That's Arduino inside RDF. Well, but this requires running off an IDF base, which is not what I want to do. Yeah, it does matter. It absolutely matters, because it's one thing to force people to use Platform IO over Arduino IDE and have to understand the intricacies of that working with something, but to force people into IDF as their host, even though it's in Platform IO, like it just the whole where you code and where you put stuff changes. Yeah, that's really, so it actually is. It does make a big difference. That's a huge barrier. Huge barrier. Yeah. Oh, that sucks. I was hoping I could just... Oh, right, this needs... it needs custom partitions and everything. Yeah, okay, no, that's not going to work. This isn't going to work. Bummer. Bummer. Okay, well. I mean, I'm keen to see if I can just get this working at some point anyway, but it has to be as a plug-in inside Arduino side, not the other way around. Because all the other libraries and all the other functionality and everything else is Arduino side, not this. So getting all of that working, no. Yeah, I know partitions are, that's not the point though. I'm just, yeah. I need to find an example project of calling, so you can do it in Arduino IDE, you can call IDF stuff directly from the Arduino IDE, right? But how do you call Arduino library stuff is what I like. How to call IDF ESP-IDF library from Arduino code. Now I don't want to port it. I don't want to put the Arduino library into the IDF. I want to go the other way around. No. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think. What? Okay. Once again, do not want Arduino stuff running in IDF. I want IDF library running in Arduino. That's the requirement. It's either possible or it's not. Not looking for an alternative. Yeah, I'm not interested in forcing people down the IDF side. I want it to be completely transparent where the IDF stuff is inside the project and is being accessed from Arduino, from the Arduino Platform IO setup side, and people are coding just like they're coding inside the Arduino IDE. That's what I'm after. And if I can't do that, I'm not interested in an alternative way of doing it. That's because that's my requirement. Not because I'm being pig-headed or stubborn. That's the requirement for the project. That's what it has to be. So either there's the IDF being added or not. That's the way Arduino framework works in. No, it's not. It's not how it works. You can have just a whatever.ino inside PIO, which is just like your whatever.ino sketch inside Arduino IDE. The only difference is you can put code in folders in PIO, which you can't do, they're tabs in Arduino IDE, but you can load it in Platform IO and then also load it in Arduino still and jump back and forwards between the two. It's just like coding. It's not the same. IDF is totally different. If IDF is the core and the Arduino stuff is squeezed into IDF, then there's make list management, and there's having to add, you know what I mean? Like it becomes a configuration nightmare, and it's not the same. Like the everything about where you go to and where you look for stuff and and how you code stuff and how you talk between them is totally different to how you do it. If like, yeah, like on the Arduino IDE, you can include an IDF header and call the functions directly in your Arduino code, right? So that's totally different to embedding Arduino inside IDF. Totally different. Oh well, I guess I'm back to pre-recorded. You convert your IDF stuff to Arduino. I don't know if I would think that this Pico TTS won't be able to be moved to Arduino. I'm not interested in rewriting their plugin. So, yeah. Right, well, so do I, but that's beside the point. A main file, like here, this is my main file, CPP, not an INO, and it just looks like an Arduino one, okay? And you look at that, and you compare that to that, not the same. Right? Not the same. Massive levels of extra complexity and understanding on how the two communicate back and forwards, which is just taking, you need to understand how the IDF works to be able to do that, which means you're pushing people into IDF land. So, yeah. Catch you later, Shippu. Yeah, I'm not interested in doing that. Like, it's got to be... Anyway, okay. You're going for Moo Coffee? How long have I been streaming for? An hour and 20 minutes. You know what? I think, yeah. Might just do a short stream today. Sorry, folks. I'm super tired. Not focused. Yeah. I'm watching this flashing on my desk as I'm talking. It's pretty cool. Arduino just wrap on top of the IDF. It is, but it hides the IDF. Okay, so it might be on top of, but it hides it. And so there's a level of proficiency in C and C++ you need to work in the IDF that you don't need to work in Arduino. So, and that's the thing. And then there's a level of understanding of people using Arduino / Arduino IDE, and that even kind of translates into platform IO. Once you get past the whole needing to work out your configuration file, right, and whatever, and that things have to be in a source folder. Other than that, working in platform IO with the Arduino framework is pretty much the same as working in the Arduino IDE, but that's not the case with IDF at all. And so, yeah, that's just it's a step already beyond, you know, forcing people into platform IO. Try doing something simple to change my frame of mind. Something simple. What I need to do is go get some M3 12mm bolts so I can go downstairs and come on, let's do some. I already set this up. Let's do some toolpaths. Or let's not. I don't know. We'll see. Let's start off with, I'm going to do a... I'm going to do a... Oh, why is my work holding not... What? Delete. Setup. New setup. Okay. Orientation. Select the X and Y. Select the X. That is the X. Select the Y. That is the Y. And the Y needs to be flipped. There we go. Oh, that's assuming I'm holding it that way. Which way am I going to hold it? No, I might have to go that way, actually. Select the X. That's going to be my X. What? Select the X. Select the Y. Why is that not? I want this way to be my X-axis. What is it doing? Select the X and Y axis. X-axis. Oh, I'm clicking that instead of this. Right, X-axis is that. But flipped. And my Y-axis is that. No, my Y-axis is... Select my X. Did I click? I must have clicked the thing. Okay. And my Y-axis is that one. Flipped. Thank you. Thank you. Major issues: the libraries used by IDF code are not exposed in Arduino. So the question is, can you persuade PO to load those IDF libraries? And right. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't even know where they'd sit in the project. Sid, that's the thing. Okay, and then my origin is going to be selected point. Okay, that's going to be my origin. And extra stock. I don't know how big I'm going to make the thing, and stock offset is 0. Top and bottom. Okay. Which means I need my origin to be, how do I, oh, my origin, oh, can't I do it on the stock box point there? Okay. Hey Graham, how you doing, mate? How's everything going? Okay, so I want to do a bore, and it's going to be a flat end. I need a 4mm who knows? I'll play around with those later. things a lot more, but Fusion is more powerful. I've never used anything other than Fusion. All the examples for the Milo stuff that I've seen has all been Fusion. No coolant. I don't care about the feeds and everything else right now. Geometry. So I'm do that one. So my options for those, these are 5.2 millimeter. I could do a 5.2 millimeter drill. But I feel like, oh, can I do it? Is that a slot? So can I do these as a bore as well? I guess I could. Stock bottom. And it's actually got to go a bit further. Offset 0.5, no, minus 0.5 millimeters. So, oh, doesn't it cut out the whole way? If I do a bore, that's got to not be a bore. That's got to be a. Maybe that just needs to be adaptive clearing. See, I don't know what I'm doing, by the way. In case you all didn't know. That one. Okay. So this should slow it down. Why is that going up? I want it to go down. Bore down. Yes, this is for my conveyors, which I need to do out of aluminium. 4mm thick aluminium, which is on the way, but it's not. I don't have it yet. Direction. Maybe because it needs to be conventional. No, it's still. Why would it be going up? I would assume it would go down, drill down. Is Peter around? See, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, let's cancel. Let's forget about that for the moment. Let's do another one. We're going to do an adaptive clearing. That's going to be the same one. And the geometry is that and that. I wonder if I can do those. And again, I'm going to not worry about bottom. Is going to be stock bottom. Spindle speed smaller than supported for this machine.
Alan Madsen says the top of the plate is 0, and you are going from 0 to minus 4 millimeters.
Right. So I want it to go from 0 to minus 4, not minus 4 to 0. Oh, right. Okay, so that looks like you see that it's going backwards. Oh no, no it's not. Oh, is that, oh my god, is that minus speed? I'm an idiot. So that works. And then this one here is going to be... I must have had it in the minus speed, so it was going backwards. How funny. I'm an idiot. Simulate. Play. That's better. Slow it down. Okay, not that slow. See, now it's going down. It was playing the simulation backwards. If you glue the metal plate on top of a substrate. What? Yeah, I don't want to. I want to clamp it. Well, I don't know. What I want to do is I need to cut the outside edge out. I don't know how to work that one out yet. Okay, so that's working. The question is, can I also add... Oh, right, I did add that one, and that one. But they're not being done as part of the... So it doesn't like doing adaptive clearing on the slots. So what would I use for the slots? See, it's skipping the slots. So what would I use? Am I slowing the slots in a line of the slots? Is it a slot I want?
Alan Madsen says, how wide is the slots and what is the dial on the mill?
So it's a 5.2mm width slot and it's a 4mm end mill. I thought I could do a bore with it, but apparently not. I'm going to try doing a... What does that do? Oh, that might... Is that what I want? That seemed a bit fast. Let me just slow it down so I can see what it was doing. Okay, that might work. So is that, but that's not going wide enough. That's going back and forwards. But that bit is not wide enough for there. So it's not a slot. I don't want a slot. Delete. Is it a pocket? Looks like it's doing the same thing. It's got no X and Y. Oh, actually it does. Look, it is moving side to side. But it looks like I've left clearance on it. So that's, I need to fix. Where's the clearance? Right, here, stock to leave. I don't want to leave any stock. So maybe the slot, oh, that's better. Look at that. Maybe the slot would have worked. So do I do the same thing here? Did I leave stock to leave? I did. I don't want to leave. I'm not going to do a finishing pass on it. It doesn't make any sense to have a finishing pass. So the big question I've got, the one thing I haven't been able to work out how to do yet, right, so that will do all my cuts. The question is, how do I
Geek says greetings, mortals.
save? Gotta save. Hey, Quick Study Geek. How do I do the outside edge and leave tabs? So this is the outside, that's my piece, right? I want to cut around this, but leave tabs. So is that a contour? Oh, tabs. Wait. Oh. Not the robot rising. Tab width 4mm. Okay. Just let me see what this does. Stock bottom minus 0.5. No stock to leave. Like, I'm not setting up any of the feeds or rates or anything, right? I just want to see if I can get a list of cuts. That looks promising. Although that's dropped down way too much. So I need that to cut down. And why can't I actually see the tabs? I'm not sure if, oh, right. That's cool. I know I'd have to cut them and break them, but this way I could put it in the vise and I wouldn't have to clamp it, but maybe I could clamp it. You could always make a hard lap and then a fine lap throughout the depth. Then when it's not thicker. Sure.
Alan Madsen says you can do the same on the big holes.
The thing is, yeah. So I know I need to play with the so like for this adaptive clearing, I need to play with the optimal load. Like that's how. No, it's not optimal. What's the one that sets the rate of cutting down? Like how? Like it's only 4mm thick aluminium, but I can't just cut through 4mm in one hit. But this contour, I don't know what any of these. Like I've not. Oh, I'm going to do is it multiple depths? Maximum step down. Specifies a maximum step down between, oh, you can't even see that on the screen. Hang on.
Alan Madsen says, does it have depth steps?
That's what I'm looking at now. Here, so it's the maximum step down between Z levels for roughing. Right, so that's 10.5, which is stupid. So how much do I want to cut at once? Is it 1? Right, so that looks better. That's coming down 1mm at a time. I don't know how fast I can cut it, right? Okay, so that's cut all that. So it's going to be the same with the tabs to 2mm or 1mm. That would be easy to remove. Sure, but I also don't want it to fall apart.
Geek says speeds and feeds in CNC is black magic.
I know it is. It's like RF. It's like RF. But this is just, I just need to do it, right? I need to like try, and if I break bits, I break bits, and if I wreck stock, I wreck stock, and you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like, so like with this adaptive, I don't have to do the step down, I don't think, because this does that bore down first, you see? Once it's in, then it starts clearing. But my clearing might be too wide. I need to play with that. Right, so the question is, are the tabs going to be strong enough to hold it? Most likely not. But my other option is I need to somehow hold this onto a spoil board. And I don't know how I could hold it onto a spoil board without the clamps being in the way. Or, like, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't want to stick it to a spoil board. And I don't want to screw it into, like, I don't want to cut these holes here and then use them to screw it into spoil board, right? So op one is make all the internal holes. See, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to have to stop and change what I'm doing. Because I'm learning, and I'm trying to see if I can cut this, like, multiple steps, but without having to touch the workpiece in between. It's not about it being expensive. I need to make 3 of these. I've got enough material coming. That's not the point. The point is, if I have to clamp it and cut the holes, or whatever I do, however I hold it and cut the holes, I then have to drill that or whatever into spoil board, screw it in, and then have to reset up my work point, recalibrate, just to cut. Just clamp it down on all 4 sides and do the holes. But the clamps are going to be in the way. How do I clamp the middle section? Yeah. No need to recalibrate. Not calibrate's the wrong word. I have to, well, what do you mean? How is it sitting there to start with? I don't understand. But I don't have holes, so I need to drill the holes. I need to mill the holes first. But that's still, okay. So these 4 holes here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and even maybe these slots, I could use those to screw it into some spoil board, but those holes don't exist yet. They are part of the milling process. So this has to be sitting, either clamped to some spoil board somehow, drilled, and then...
Alan Madsen says just clamp it from the size.
Let me finish. Mill the holes, and then put screws in to hold it down. But it's been clamped already, so then those clamps have to come off. If I clamp it from the side, then how's that different from the tabs won't hold it in place? Okay, I can't fit a spoil board and these things in my clamps. They're low profile clamps, right? So the only way I could do it would be to run, rather than a clamp this way, but a clamp down, like, you know, using the downstairs. You know what I mean? Like screw down clamps, work holding clamps, right? Like my vise is a low profile vise. Perhaps holes in the frame? What? I don't understand. It absolutely matters if it moves while it's screwing. It can't. That's the thing. Like, if there's any chance that the workpiece moves at all, I then have to go and reset it up again for the next pass. Tabs will be fine to hold it. But didn't you or someone say that those tabs won't hold it? So how, okay, so what are the like, that's a lot of tabs. Like, is that enough? So if this was clamped in a vise, just hanging in the air, like with a gap underneath it, right? Are those tabs enough to hold that in place? No, I don't have it. It's on the way. I'm waiting for it, the material. And I'm trying to come up with a way of cutting this out without changing the end mill. 4mm aluminium. Okay. Well, where are the tabs? Geometry. So that's 1mm tabs. So you reckon I can go 0.5mm on the tab? Number of tabs. Oh, I can't do. So if it's 2 there, it's 2 everywhere. Oh, I can select manual tabs. And is 4mm with tabs okay? Drilling be done already, so the tabs. Right, the outline is the last thing that gets done, yes. But it's got to be held in place still while that's happening. So it's either via a vise or by a... If it's work
Alan
holding...
Madsen says, remember how far you go under the plate.
0.5mm under the plate. No, I don't think it broke. I don't know, did it?
Alan Madsen says then make them 1mm.
Oh, is that from the very bottom, is it? Ah, okay, that makes a difference. That's why they're not there now. Okay. That's why you're saying about how low. Okay. So I'm going 0.5 under. If I want them to be 0.5, they need to be 1mm. Okay, see, I don't know any of this stuff because I've never done it before. Why is my Discord pinging a lot? Wait, why has that only got 2 tabs now? Oh, it's per contour. Wasn't it per side?
Geek says, what tolerance class are you aiming for?
Number of tabs per contour. So will that be enough? 6? 1 on each end and 2 on each side. What's the tolerance class?
Alan Madsen says I am professionally trained in CNC.
I am professionally not trained in CNC. Okay, that's what I've got there. I don't know. Like, so I don't have a tolerance class. Like on this, if it, like I'm not doing a finishing pass close enough. I'm not leaving any stock on the cuts. Close enough is good enough. I don't care about the finish on the edge, really. Not for this. This is a functional part, and it'd be nice if I could, you know, if it looked fantastic. But you know, it is what it is. So the question is, if this was sitting in a vise clamped on this side and this side, like, is this gonna like break? Like, are those tabs gonna like have a problem because of the holding of the vise pushing? Yeah. Seriously, my Discord's going crazy. Look, this looks like it could work. How do I run the whole... Can I do a... Oops. No. Simulate. Will this show me the whole thing? Yeah. Yeah, this is for the automating of the conveyors. I'm currently using 3D printed brackets like this. I mean, that looks like it's doing everything I want. I'm just going to go single flute. I've got some 2 and 3 flute end mills on the way. Well, that's pretty close to what I'm doing here. Can the base plate have a milled out recess that the middle plate can be pressed into to hold it in place? Well, I don't have a base plate. I'd have to design and mill a base plate to do that, but I don't need to. What I want to be able to hold this from the sides so there's nothing underneath. I don't want a spoil board. I mean, I could do a spoil board, sure. I could pre-cut a spoil board that is the same, like out of wood, something thin, right? That's just the same size as my stock, like that. Oh, it's not right. So, I mean, that's what I could do. And then at least it's got something to sit on. Get a vacuum board. Yeah, they're all, those things are for later. Like, air and mist is for later. Like, everything, right now, I need to finish the case, which I'm getting close. And, like, I want to be able to do a test cut. I've got some 3mm stock here, but it's not cut to size. I need to cut it down first. It's an odd shape, and it won't fit in my vise. And it's not square or rectangle, you know what I mean? So, and I don't really have any tools here to cut it down. So are they the correct operations I've done? Like, I'm doing a bore rather than a drill here, because I didn't want to switch bits. So I'm doing a bore on those 4, adaptive on the inners, pockets for these, I guess these, yeah, pockets for those, and the contour. I don't have air, so I can't do it with air. Right, I got to be careful. Yeah, I got to be careful with the bits not ejecting on higher flute count. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that app. Someone posted on the Millennium Discord about that app, which looks really cool. There's nothing I can do about this getting hot. I have a compressor. I've got no way of... I've bought parts to make an air thing, but I don't have... They're not here. Like, they'll be weeks away still, and then I have to build something that attaches to the side of the spindle mount and have that point down. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to wait 3 weeks for that to come, or 2-3 weeks for that to come, work out how to put it all together, install it all, before I can do my first cut. Like, at the end of the day, you know, no, the robot cannot hold the air nozzle in place. Sure, I can stand there with the air gun just manually doing it. Or, yeah, a form of mist or whatever. There's lots of options. But the other thing is I don't want to put liquid in there right now, or mist in there right now, because I don't have a way of protecting everything that's in there. So I can just stand there with my air hose just blowing at it, that'll also push the stuff away, right? That's fine. I just don't have a way of connecting it all up and making that. My plan, like I bought solenoids and a whole bunch of stuff. Like my plan is to hook something up into the electronics. Noisy. Hook it up so it automatically turns the air on and off with G-code and stuff. But that's a long way away. That needs a bit of modification. Yeah, well, air's going to have to be enough. No, that's my printer printing. And because I've been printing so much ABS and ASA, the whole printer has just got so much dust and like I spent like 2 hours the other day cleaning down the whole printer, like in terms of all the rods, the carbon rods, the steel rods, the threaded rods, like cleaning them with IPA and like again, and then re-lubing everything and whatever. But then I printed another 2 or 3 reels of ABS since then, and it's just because it's a volatile material, this shit just goes everywhere. So I need to re-clean it all out again. But I'm just waiting for this stuff to finish printing first. Can the workpiece be mounted in a large? No. It's not the workpiece that's the issue, it's the bit. It's the end mill. Yeah. It's
The
not the
secret
workpiece.
engineer says I would cut the big circles as a ring. Plunging down 1 millimeter a revolution. WD-40 is a good for aluminium.
Cut the big circles as a... What do you mean as a ring? These are going in as an adaptive. So they're going down in the middle first. They're going down in the middle first and then cutting around. Like, how else would you do it? Or are you talking about just cutting a ring and leaving the center? The robot's unfinished in my front room because I had to move off it for a bit and I had to build my mill. I spent the last couple of weeks building my mill, which is built and working. And I'm just finishing up building the enclosure for it right now. Secret, I don't know what trip panning is, but if I leave, but the center's not going to be held down. So what's going to happen to it when I'm cutting it? Where does it go? At some point, it's just going to, as the cut's finishing, it's just going to fly off somewhere, right? That's not what I want. Very confused. The last Aussie machinist video I watched was making their own files. Making their own file, doing what? As in their own toolpath files. I'm not doing that. Hello, half Greek geek. It's like a 3,000-year journey. If you do that, you risk the piece of aluminium coming into conflict with the cutter. Yeah, like it's, I don't understand what would happen to that hole, to the disc. Like I'm pretty sure this stepping is way too much. Like my optimal load. Is it optimal mode? What's my cutting radius? If it's a 4mm,
Alan Madsen says but you can do it with tabs
yeah,
in the
that one.
holes too.
Yeah, but then I've got to somehow get them out and clean them. I need to somehow break it out, and then I need to file and clean the insides. I'd rather not do that. Here you go, this will do it slower. My stepping, I think, was too much before. I don't care how long it takes to cut them. Like, I'm not making hundreds of them or thousands of them. I don't care how long it takes to cut, other than the end mill being hot for a long time. They need to be round. There are steppers mounting on them, so that those hole has to fit the guide on the stepper. So they're going to be accurate, or hopefully be accurate. If you're clamping from the side, then you may not have a flat surface because it will bow under pressure. Which way will it bow? You're talking about the material bowing this way? Like because of the pressure from the clamp? Well, I was planning on having nothing under it, but as I said, I can put like a bit of, I can get some like 2mm ply or something to sit underneath it. You press on the top edge and down. What? Well, it can't be worse than 3D printing it. I'm more worried about the actual tolerance of the machine cutting the hole the right size. I can't... Oh, 10mm. Why 10mm? Why do I need a 10mm spoil board? If I'm only cutting 0.5mm past the bottom, why can't I have like 2mm? Like, I'm happy to have air gap. I was going to leave just air gap. Right, for the support. But it's not going to be attached to the spoil board. So that's not going to help. I don't know, I'll have to try it. These are all learning things, right? No, I meant the tolerance, like the size of the circle. Like if the circle is slightly undersized, for whatever reason, because the millimeters per step setup, whatever else on my machine is slightly out, then it's going to be the wrong size circle. Then that thing won't fit in. Oh, the other thing I wouldn't... Oh, see, I'd love to do a chamfer on all the edges, or at least the circle. Oh, but the chamfer's got to be on that side. That's the side the stepper's going to be on. See that? I've got a chamfer there anyway, on the 3D model. But I don't want to have to flip it. I could flip it to start with, and then I could do a chamfer. I know chamfer would be second up with a tool change. I know. Yes, I know. Which is why, for now, I don't care for the first cut. Hold on one second. I'm going to see what the printer's doing. Okay. It's printing fine. It's just being super noisy for some reason. That's some initial configuration, if it's set correctly. Right, well, I've only done one cut with it so far, and the size of the shapes that I made were very close, but weren't exact. It says chamfers are what separate us from the end. Yeah, I love nice chamfers on metal, like they look great, but what is that supposed to be, Alan? I don't understand that. Now I got to work out how I can anodize them. That's the next thing. I don't need these anodized, but how cool would that be if I could? Does not watch. What is Blondie Hex? No. What was I supposed to have watched? Anodizing's easy. Put a tush in it and let it... What? Put a tush in it and let it draw it first. What? What does that mean? Yeah, hang on, Quixotic. Go for it. Would it work if the spoil board is plexiglass and the metal part be glued? No, because I'm not gluing any parts, Wagon Loads. I don't want to glue. I don't want to glue anything. Yeah. You can draw like a 100mm line and a hole. I don't understand what you're referring to though. What does that mean? Like draw on what? Why? What am I doing? Can you explain what you're trying to explain to me? Hey Mitchell, you hear smoke? What? Okay, what is this Blondie Hacks? Channel features project educated videos by... So is this all machining stuff? I've been watching so many videos and channels on milling and stuff that honestly this is just making me get all anxious now. I'm getting all anxious. Right, I need to go through the setup process again, where it calibrates it all. There was just a couple of, yeah, as I mentioned on my video, that the 3D probe wasn't calibrated concentric, because it wasn't pointing directly perfectly down. So as the head's spun, that like it warbles, right? Which means when it's doing its measurements on the 1, 2, 3 block to set up the measurements of the machine, there's a chance that if that head turned at all, that it was out with its probing. So I need to do that probing part again. I need to work out how to calibrate that and then do that probing part again. Tilt and nod of the head. Hey Mike. I just did a toolpath for cutting out the aluminium brackets for my conveyors, for the conveyor mod I did. There are so many CNC and milling channels, and the number of videos on the topic was, because I've never really looked before, is just overwhelming how much content there is on this topic. Yeah. But I think that, I mean, I could also cut this with a piece of wood to start with, right? I could go get some 4mm ply and cut it down, stick it in a vise and cut it and see what happens. Make a bit of a mess. So I bought a whole bunch of stuff. Like I bought a whole range of end mills, including some like nice quality ones, and then a bunch of not so nice quality ones that I can just destroy. I bought a bunch of aluminium stock, and I
Geek
bought.
says, did you buy enough end mills?
Yeah, I bought. Yeah, well, no, there's never enough end mills, never enough. But I bought some really good ones locally, which should be here today or tomorrow.
Geek says wrong. You can never have enough end mills.
Right.
Face with tongue.
Yeah, but I bought like from China, from Ali. I bought like, oh, here's an end mill. Oh, like a single flute, 5mm, whatever, blah blah blah. Cool. I bought 10 of those, and then I bought 10 of a 4mm one, and I bought 10 of a 6mm one, and I bought, you know what I mean? Just I don't know how good they are. and if I need to buy more, I will. Well, you can get end mills from everywhere, but I bought some more expensive, nicer ones from local place. Yeah, I'm sure I'll break a lot and I'll ruin a lot of stock. So anyway, I bought a bunch of aluminium stock. Well, not a bunch. And I also bought some ABS, black ABS stock. I figure ABS would be a good thing to do practice cuts on, right? So if I have a bit of ABS stock that's 4mm thick, that's the same size as these things, and I stick that in, I could run it on the ABS first and see what happens before I commit to doing it with aluminium. So please do good in melting. ABS is unhealthy. I've been printing ABS for like 4 days now. Do I have good ventilation? No, not really. Started with wood and still managed to break through. Yeah, so I'm probably not going to be going smaller than 4mm at the moment anyway. I don't need to go smaller than 4. I mean, I could have been doing the larger cuts on this with a 6mm bit to make it stronger, but I don't want to do the bit change. Sure, I'll see what I get when I get it. Yeah, I don't know, but it was cheaper and quicker to buy it from AliExpress than it was to try to even find them through Amazon just for cheap end mills. What? You're using 0.2mm end mills? I need to do some 13mm deep, 5mm wide grooves in 01 tool steel. Or worried that there aren't enough end mills in Europe. What's 01 tool steel? Is that like, how much harder steel than mild steel is that? I can't see myself ever having to cut steel. I don't know. Maybe, but only thin stuff if I needed to. Like 1mm thick or less. Okay, I don't know what that is. So who said anodizing is easy? How do you anodize? How would I take this plate and anodize it and make it black? Or make it red or blue? Used for knife blades and tools. Okay, right. Is that the stuff you were annealing? Kitchen chopping boards are cheap, easy to get. That is really loud. Can you hear my printer? It is unhappy about something. Those plastic chopping boards, yeah, but they're not flat. Like, you buy them, they've always got a bow on them. Using an end mill the same size as your smallest holes. No, smaller. Because I don't want to drill. I want to pocket.
Geek says I can hear your printer from the other side of the world.
Yeah, through my microphone. So you got it to heat treat the 01 steel and it worked out okay? That's cool. I mean, I could always print a block of ABS. What is it? Hold on one second. Something keeps flashing on the screen of my printer. Like it keeps flashing white and then turning off again. Well, I hope I don't have to replace my printer. That's awesome. Can't wait to see it, Quixotic Geek.
Alan Madsen says yes, and you can get special threads cut for a CNC as well. They are small when it comes to M3.
So, how do I anodize? Oh my god, can't even spell. Oh, I could just get someone else to do it for me. I don't know if I want to go through this, do I? Was it? Hey, Lockie. Morning, anodizing 1. Collins in Blackburn or 2, buy a Caswell kit for around $700. 3, talk to someone who has the kit, can hook you up. Right. Yeah, it was just to play with. Like, I'm not spending $700. Oh, look at. Yeah, I'm not going to spend $700 on it. Didn't really want to pay for someone to do it, but oh, look at that though. Look at that. Oh, I love it. That is just so cool. I loved anodized aluminium. It just looks awesome. Oh. About the colour, you might find local anodizers can put your parts through when they have spare capacity. Yeah. It's just electrodes in some solution, right? Acid bath, 1 part battery acid, 3 parts distilled water. 75 degrees. Oh, I'm gonna have to watch this later. So how do you get the color? Is it dye? Or is it particular power that sets it to a certain color? Dye bath, right. So there's a particular type of dye. Right, and titanium is voltage. Like food colouring or clothes colouring, hair colouring? Or is it a particular type of dye? I don't know, he didn't put it in the oven. And how long does the process take? Like how long, what does this say? Neutralizer, 1 tablespoon. Oh, that's after. No, that's before. In telescope making, they put vaporized aluminium into a polished glass surface. Vaporized aluminium. What does vaporized aluminium mean? Is that what they... Jesus. I can see myself buying a new printer. Vacuum deposition. Black oxide coating. What's black oxide coating? If all I need is some chemicals and some beakers, honestly, right? Like I might give it a go just to see. At some stage I might give it a go because, you know, I've got nothing else to do with my time. Didn't know you were close to... Yeah, you can all joke about it, but I'm actually worried that, like, that's not a good sound at all. So I'm a bit worried. Okay, I think, well, I was going to end the stream before and that didn't happen, but I've now got a working, hopefully, oh, let me just, make sure it's saved again. Save. I might have a working toolpath to cut something with. There's not much chemicals at the end. You just have to open the pores of the aluminium, put in some colour, cook it, and close the pores again. Yeah, the way you stop it from making the noise is you pick it up and you throw it out the front door, and you get a new one. No, I'm kidding. I can't afford a new one, but I've got a lot of stuff to print still, and I don't like the sound of that printer at all. Okay, folks, thank you for joining. That was a weird stream, but actually got something of benefit done for me. Thank you for your guidance on setting up those the tool paths, and about how I'm going to clamp it and stuff. And look, if it all fails, it fails. Like, and if I can't use the mill right now. It's out of the case and it's all been separated. I have to finish the case first, and then I need to pull all the electronics out of the mill at the bottom with the mill on its side, and move the electronics into the case, and then so I can get the mill back in. And I can't do that till the case is finished, which is very close. It might be today, at least from the basement stuff. So I'm getting there. I'm chipping away at it, and hopefully that'll be done the next couple of days. And hopefully by next week, I'll have everything set up in the case, on the bench properly, that I can actually, and I'll have some stock and stuff here that I can actually start milling. I don't know how I'd run a stream downstairs though. I'd have to bring my MacBook Pro from home probably and set up downstairs so I can run OBS and everything downstairs. And but if I do that and I set up a camera, maybe we can do some milling next week, maybe. Or maybe we'll be building some PCBs next week. I don't know. It depends. But otherwise, yeah. Thank you all, and have a great week. And catch you all next one.
Alan Madsen says maybe do a part in plastic first. Slightly smiling face.
Yeah, or wood. Plastic or wood. Yeah. It's just something unforgiving. Absolutely. Good idea. Okay. Bye, everyone. Cheers.
Geek says good night.
Except there's no... Where's the end button? Oh, there it is. Bye.